तो भाई का शादी ये करने लगे थे, ही वाज डूइंग भाई का शादी।
English.
दैट्स वाइट, तो वही चीज था, समझे? ठीक है। कोई बात नहीं है। ठीक है। ओके, आई विल आस्क यू, ओके, व्हाट इज द P2P रिस्क?
The risks of P2P is PO split, where but they actually we order our purchase requirements in batches at times. Higher authority approval is required. And then, in case that was available in batches, if more of the quantity is there, that is fine. If abnormal quantities are ordered, that will be waste. And then the liquidated damages. There will, because of the cancellation of the contract, due to that, liquidated damages may happen. That are the risks.
What are the solution to the P2P?
The proper authorization to be brought whenever higher quantity or higher amount of purchase order is placed. Proper authorization to be made. And then actually, internal audit side, I have not that much concentrated, sir. I was doing statutory audit side.
India's 115 5-step model.
So 5-step model are identifying the contract, identifying the performance obligation, allocating transaction price, determining the transaction price, allocating the transaction price, and then recognizing the revenue.
Okay. What is the difference between India's 115 and AS9?
Here, the 5-step model is involved, and there risk and rewards are transferred, sir. Here, risk and rewards are transferred over the point of time. The control is transferred over the point of time, and the control is transferred at the point of time. These two concepts are there in India's 115, but such concepts are not there in AS9. Then,
internet सही करना पड़ेगा. You need to improve your internet connection also, and you're operating from mobile. You should operate from laptop. ये दो चीज improve करिए.
yes, sir. That I will. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
सिर्फ आपको भी दिक्कत आएगा, तो आप जब देगा तो मोबाइल से नहीं करना, लैपटॉप से करिए. ये सब से आपका कॉन्फिडेंस खराब होगा, आपका आंसर बोलने का स्टाइल भी गलत हो जाएगा. लैपटॉप से अभी भी चाहे तो आप लैपटॉप से कर लीजिए अटेंड, जो लैपटॉप इज ओपन, क्योंकि लैपटॉप से बेटर रहता है आपका. लैपटॉप है आपके पास? लैपटॉप, you have laptop right now?
Yes, sir.
You can switch on from laptop and give.
Now, okay, because I can on my laptop, but the internet connection will be interrupted at sometimes.
Internet
When I
connection is very
take
weak.
interview,
You need to
the
improve your
package.
internet connection. You need to improve your internet connection. It will be very weak otherwise. Difficult to crack interviews. Okay, what is revenue cutoff? How will you do the revenue cutoff?
The revenue cutoff is can perform certain procedures like taking 5 to 10 invoices after the period end, let's after 31st March, and before 31st March, taking 5 to invoices and check those invoices are pertaining to that period, that certain period, properly recorded in those respective periods. Then invoice testing can be done, sir, by taking up the invoices and right amount and right quantity has been ordered and they have been properly booked or not.
How was your experience in articleship?
Sir, I had an all-round exposure in statutory audit, internal audit, direct taxation, and indirect taxation. I am also involved in works of GST returns filing, GST R13B, and also TDS quarterly returns filing like 24
For
to
example,
26
this is
and
a stat
27
audit
to 26.
interview. For example, this is a stat audit interview of
Okay.
EY.
Yes,
How will your answer be? How was your experience in
Also, I
articleship?
had in statutory audit, I performed certain risk assessment procedures, test of controls, test of details, performing analytical procedures, and certain other procedures, audit of inventory, audit of fixed assets, audit of revenue, trade payables, and trade receivables. These these procedures have been performed during statutory audit.
Tell me something about yourself.
Hello, sir. I am Gopalan. First of all, thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. I am a recently qualified chartered accountant in November 22, based out of Paladi, Tamil Nadu. I did my CPT in IPCC in Coimbatore. Being a science student from grade 12, I chose my career as a CA as a profession. I did my CPT IPCC in Coimbatore and I pursued my articleship in Chennai, SKSV and Associates. There I had an overall all-round exposure in statutory audit, internal audit, direct taxation, and indirect taxation.
Finish कैसे करोगे? How will you finish? Tell me something about yourself.
Sir, if I get this, I'm very much interested in this profile because I had an overall exposure in the statutory audit during my whole 3 years of articleship. So if I am get selected, I will be very much interested in this profile, sir.
Do let me know if anything else you'd like to know from me. Do let me know if anything else you'd like to know from me. ये भी आपको बोलना पड़ेगा लास्ट में. That you please do let
Sir,
me. ये सब
what would
Excel sheet में already था ये सब चीज. ठीक है? Okay.
yes, sir.
How will you do the audit of fixed assets?
So first, existence of the fixed asset to be checked, like physical verification is to be done by checking the purchase register with assets that are physically whether available or not. And then the existence, rights and obligations to be checked. The fixed assets are owned and held in the name of the company. In case of immovable properties, title deeds are held in the name of company should be checked. Then the completeness of the fixed assets to be checked. Like the balance in ledger fixed asset register, the amount, the total fixed assets in the fixed asset register should match with the trial balance, and the values in the trial balance should match with the financials. The financial value ultimately the values should be totally matched. And then the valuation, in case any assets are revalued during the year, this has been done by a proper registered valuer. Proper revaluation procedures have been carried on by the company. Depreciation charge. Depreciation charged by the company has been as per Schedule 2 of the Companies Act to be checked. The impairment of the fixed asset to be checked. In case of intangible assets, it should be checked yearly. And if there are any indications for the impairment to be checked for the because of the changes in environment or business, new technologies arising.
साई श्वेता. हाँ जी साई श्वेता.
Sir,
कौशिक से बात हो गया आपका? कौशिक.
I've texted him, sir, but he didn't reply, so I didn't call him.
ठीक है, हो जाएगा.
If he
उसको
better
बोल दीजिएगा 12 बजे तक टाइम दिया है. ठीक है, 12 बजे तक ही है. कुछ भी होगा उसको प्रॉपर टेक्स्ट लिख देना. अबीज गाउद अपना वाला सब लिख देना. अबीज गाउद एंड अपना
हाँ.
सब करके अपना लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल का
Yes,
लिंक
sir.
वगैरह भेज दीजिएगा. ठीक है, लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल का लिंक वगैरह भेज दीजिएगा. ठीक है,
Okay, sir.
तो टेक्स्ट वेक्स्ट कर दीजिए. आज 12 बजे तक समय देता है उसको. ठीक है, ओके. चलिए,
Okay, sir.
हाउ विल यू डू द ऑडिट ऑफ इन्वेंट्री गोपालन?
Sir, in audit of inventory, certain procedures should be followed, like existence of the inventory should be checked. Physical verification of inventory to be carried on at the year end. Check the closing stock has been properly available, physically available. Then completeness of the inventory should be checked. Like inventory register should be the values in inventory register, the quantity and the values in inventory register should match with the notes to accounts, and that amount, the total amount should correctly match with the financials value that are disclosed. Classification should be properly verified, like raw material, work in progress, and finished goods are being properly classified. inverse testing is to be done at the year end, sir. Like whether revenue, the inventories have been properly valued at cost or NR, whichever is lower. Those two is to be covered. If there is any discrepancy, sir, if there is any discrepancy in the valuation more than 10%, should be appropriately disclosed as per the CARO 2020.
What are the CARO amendments?
CARO amendments are there are certain amendments like internal audit system, sir. In internal audit system, whether the internal audit system properly commensurate the size and the nature of the business, and also statutory auditor consider the internal auditor's report for this cash losses.
जैसो आप पॉइंट्स लिखे जो क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है, ठीक है? जैसो साइज होता आप भी ना?
Yes, sir.
What is ICFR testing?
Sir, ICFR internal control over financial reporting.
आप भी नोट्स बनाइए जो क्वेश्चन आपको नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, आप भी नोट्स बनाइए जो क्वेश्चन में आपको दिक्कत आ रहा है. You also make notes which question you are facing difficulty to say. ICFR testing.
ICFR testing focus more on the integrity of the financial reporting. So the frauds, if in case frauds have been incurred in the companies, been properly disclosed. And
What
also
is the
control
difference between IFC and versus IFCR? IFC testing versus IFCR, what is the difference?
Sir, IFC includes ICFR reporting, fraud disclosure, and control activities. Where ICFR testing
Operational control.
focus more on operational control, and IFCR focus more on the integrity of the financial reporting process.
What is ICFR?
ICFR, it's
What is
reporting, sir.
ICFR?
Focus more on integrity of the financial reporting.
How will you check ICFR testing? In what part of the procedures you apply in ICFR?
Financial reporting process has been properly carried out or not. Whether it complies all the accounting standards and provisions of compliance have been properly followed, and finances have been prepared as per and true and fair.
What is INCO terms?
Sir, INCO terms are the International Chamber of Commerce guidelines set by the International Chamber of Commerce, which set the guidelines for the buyers and sellers who are importing and exporters.
How will you recognize
The
revenue in
guidelines
case of
followed.
CIF? How will you recognize revenue in case of CIF?
Sir, revenues in case of CF, revenues exist on the date of bill of entry, sir.
And FOB?
FOB also bill of
What is
entry.
FOB?
Free on board. That does not include insurance or freight charges. Once the goods have been dispatched, the responsibilities of the goods by the seller is completely finished.
What is analytical procedures? साई श्वेता आप भी नोट करिए जो क्वेश्चंस बोल रहे हैं. साई श्वेता प्लीज नोट ऑल द क्वेश्चंस. I can ask you also.
Sir, I'm
So, Sai-
talking to him.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, sure. Sai Sweta, no, sorry, Gopalan. Analytical
Yes, sir.
procedures.
Yes. Analytical procedures consist of three analysis, that is variance analysis, ratio analysis, and trend analysis. These are the procedures are performed in analytical procedure.
एक सेकंड रुकेगा. Just a second. No? Okay, now question that will be asked, okay. How will you do the audit of revenue? Gopalan, audit of revenue.
So certain procedures have to be followed for audit of revenue, like have to understand the nature of the business and its environment, what type of business and what type of sales or services has been rendered. Also, you have to understand the revenue recognition policies of the company, whether on, and also the revenue recognition policies have been properly followed and complied by the company. To test, to perform test of controls, whether the controls have been properly mitigating the risks for the revenue recognition. But an analytical process also to be performed, like reviewing the invoices, where invoices have been properly recorded and sales have been properly recognized. Whether 115 provisions of yes, Ind AS 115 has been properly followed by the company, and whether company has been filing the GST returns GSTR 13B properly without any delay. Revenue cutoff to be checked, like at the year end, 5 to 10 invoices to be taken, and after the year end, 5 to 10 invoices to be taken, and whether that invoices have been properly recorded in the certain the respective periods. Okay, accuracy to be checked, like revenue recognition have been recognized accurately. The amount in the invoices have been properly recognized.
What type of
And
clients
in
have you
invoice-
handled in your articleship?
Sir, I have dealt with manufacturing, IT sector, majority IT sector, manufacturing, and retail services, sir.
In manufacturing sector, what were
Retail
the
entity.
key risks that you identified while auditing?
Sir, I performed some risk assessment procedures, like control assessment procedures for manufacturing entity. That was fuel tank producing company, whereby for manufacturing the fuel tank, the requirement, what are the requirements has been properly identified or not, whether proper controls has been put for the person who are identifying the requirement, and whether the proper purchase order has been placed by the appropriate control person at the right quantity and at right prices, after inviting quotations from the uh, public, whether that respective quotation has been properly priced and accepted by the company and has been properly dealt with the appropriate person, and after the raw materials have been purchased, that has been properly stored in the godown and has been secured by proper appropriate security has been put for that godown to check, and proper GRN has been raised by the company while receiving the goods. This process has been checked by.
While doing the audit of purchases, what are the procedures that you like to perform?
Sir, this discussion which I have told previously is the procedure sir. By
Yes.
Three-way check is to be done. The purchase order has been properly matching with the invoices, and the invoices should properly match with the GRN.
What are the major observations you had while auditing purchases?
There were some lack of controls in godown. The person who is
When you don't know the answer, I don't see here and there. That is the problem. When you don't know the answer, you
okay,
say here and there, that it looks very bad. Okay, you should still see in the front of the eyes only. That is very important thing. Okay.
sir.
You can drink water if you need, but that is it looks little bad. You see here and there, it does not
Okay,
look good. Okay. What are the steps in the order to cash procedure?
Sir, I want to
This is very much needed. Okay, you need to know this. Okay, how will you do the accounting for
repeat the reason.
derivatives? How will you do the audit? How will you do the accounting for derivatives? ABTPL. What is compounded financial instrument?
Where it consists of it's a hybrid instrument, sir, which contains both debt component and equity component. For example, redeemable debentures, redeemable preferred shares are the examples.
What is embedded derivatives?
So it is also a hybrid instrument which contains a derivative component integrated with the non-derivative component.
What are the exemptions to the lease as per Ind AS 116?
The assets that are low value assets are exempted from the lease, and also the lease term which are less than 12 months are exempted from lease.
How will you do the audit of discounts?
Audit of discount. Discount terms has been properly explained in the written in the invoice to be checked in case of if discount has been allowed. Discount terms has been should be properly explained in the invoice. In case of cash discount,
Let's suppose you're not getting the confirmation from the bank. What are the procedures that you will perform? All are there in the Excel sheet. I'm not asked you anything about Excel sheet. And if you not get the data's confirmation, what are the procedures you will perform? Sai Sweta, you know the answer? Sai Sweta, you know the answer? If you don't get the confirmation about the daters, what are the procedures you will perform? Sai Sweta, Jay, you know the answer?
Sir, data confirmations वाले.
Right?
Last, sir, when we
वीडियो ऑन
receive
करके
the
बोलिए, जब
data,
बोलते हैं तो वीडियो ऑन करके बोलिए. हाँ.
we will check after if when we don't get the confirmation on 31st March, then we will check it after in the month in the month of May, April and May, whenever it recover from the customers, or their credit period has been expired, if the credit it is collected from such customer or not. If it has not been collected, then we will check provision has been appropriately made or not. If company does not make the provision,
This is what you need to do. All I have written out here. Okay? ये सब go through करेंगे, केस स्टडी में है ऑलरेडी. ठीक है? go through करना पड़ेगा. केस स्टडी में सब कुछ है. आपको एक्सेल शीट पे एक एक चीज को go through करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है? तो आई थिंक यू नीड टू इम्प्रूव अपॉन गोपालन. ठीक है? आप 50% कर रहे हो, 50-40% ही हुआ है. 40-50% ओवर है, पर आपको कॉन्फिडेंस है कहाँ पर आप गलती कर रहे हैं. राइट? और अच्छे से करिए. साई श्वेता के साथ मिलके एक्सेल शीट और अच्छा से करना है. बिकॉज अभी आप अगर दोगे इंटरव्यू तो आप रिजेक्ट होने का चांसेस ज्यादा है सिलेक्शन से ज्यादा. 40% आई एम एबल, यू आर एबल टू डू वेल. ठीक है? तो वो चीज है, थोड़ा टेक्निकल नॉलेज इंप्रूव करना पड़ेगा. बाकी और कम्युनिकेशन स्किल और इम्प्रूव हो सकता है, वॉइस क्वालिटी वो सब आप इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं। थोड़ा भी वॉइस आ रहा होगा आप लोगों को, बट वही चीज है। ठीक है, ठीक है गोपाल, है ना, फीडबैक दे दीजिएगा, फिर से कल अच्छा से करिए और हम ले लेगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। ठीक है, कंप्लीट एवरीथिंग प्रॉपरली। ठीक
Okay,
है,
sir.
ग्रुप में फीडबैक दे दीजिएगा। ठीक है, और
Okay.
लैपटॉप से आइएगा, लैपटॉप से आएंगे और थोड़ा और इम्प्रूव कर
Yes, sir.
सकते हैं।
I will arrange for the laptop, sir. I will make it happen.
ठीक है, और
As of now, I
आंसर्स को
can't.
आपको याद करना पड़ेगा।
Okay.
you're forgetting the points. मिरर प्रैक्टिस करना जरूरी है, you need to do mirror practice. Your answers are not coming perfect. One, for example, 5-step model, 5 points should be there. You have told this, but some of the answers are not coming in a very structured manner. So you need to revise, rectify things in the front of the mirror so that you don't miss any of the points and don't see here and
Yes,
there.
sir.
Okay. I think you will do well.
Yes, sir.
40% is done, 60% more preparation is done, and you will do well. You need to work very hard. I tell you now, रात का 3 बजे तक you need to work hard. If you don't work hard till 3 p.m., it is very difficult to crack interview because of the competition level is very high nowadays. It's
Yes,
not
sir.
like in our time there was less vacancies. There were more vacancies, less CAs. Now there are more CAs, less vacancies. Only 10% of the CAs who give interview they crack anywhere. That is the pressure that is there. Whoever is very good with their memory skills,